Hi, this is Scotty with Scotty of All Trades. Today I'll be working on a squeaky hinge. Now, one of the first steps with a squeaky hinge, most people have WD-40 or another penetrating oil in their house. You'll spray some on there, open your door a couple times, the squeak will go away and you'll call it good. But then you'll find a few months later it's going to start squeaking again. That WD-40 dries out. Works great as a penetrant, getting rid of rust, which is usually the cause. You've got some friction, usually the rust inside your hinge has built up to a degree where it starts rubbing, and that's where your squeak comes from. But to keep it from coming back in the future, I'm actually going to take the hinge pin out, clean it up, and then apply a lubricant that should not dry out over time. So what are you going to use to get the pin out? Well, the best thing, get a punch. It's flat. It's at the right diameter. You can hit with a hammer just fine. What you don't want to use is a screwdriver. Unless you have an old screwdriver you're going to use specifically for this purpose, you're going to mess up your tip and it's not going to work as a screwdriver very well. If you don't have any of these items, you can use an 8D nail for size, and that works just fine. So at the base of your hinge, you'll see the outside and you'll see the center of your hinge at the bottom. So to make it easier, I'll use my left hand. So you can kind of see the place. You get that right in the center, and then just give it some light taps. There we go. I like to grab it with some pliers, because sometimes it's got oil and grime and gook in there, and it just makes it easier to pull out. I'm going to take some quadruple zero steel wool and clean the hinge with that. There we go, and now it's nice and clean. A little WD-40 residual on there, but I'm going to go ahead and spray it with my preferred lubricant, which is the PB Blaster silicone spray lubricant. And it doesn't have to be this brand, but any silicone based lubricant will do a good job. I'm going to lightly rub the excess off, and that's basically all I need to do in that. And then we can insert that back in there. So put it in there, let it drop, push it down, and then we're just going to take the hammer, give it a couple taps. So after lubricating the pin, putting it back in, I found that did take away the squeak.